What's up, guys, and welcome to another video of Dev Talks with your host Travian, where we talk about everything engineering technology wise. And in this video, we got some more news about Sora, and there's some things that I saw too that I kind of want to go over. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's dive in.
Last month, we took a look at some of the concerns the entertainment industry has expressed about OpenAI's new artificial intelligence platform, Sora 2. The app allows users to create hyper-realistic AI social media videos using text prompts. Major talent agencies and film studios immediately sounded the alarm over how their celebrity clients' likenesses, films, and characters may be used in Sora-generated videos. My colleague Kelly O'Grady spoke with Mike Isaac, a Silicon Valley correspondent at the New York Times, about these concerns.
What OpenAI started with, though, is an opt-out version of intellectual property. So, for example, Disney would have to opt out individually from all of their intellectual property being used inside of Sora, which is an incredibly arduous task if you imagine how much property Disney owns, and frankly, just hard to do, and something they never agreed to signing up.
And Mike Isaac joins us again. So, Mike, good to see you. How has Sora 2 changed since you were last on the Daily Report?
Yeah, so the Hollywood studios were not happy, as you might imagine. And almost immediately, OpenAI actually backed down. What they did was essentially move to an opt-in model, which is basically the opposite of what I was speaking about a month ago. These companies essentially have to allow their likenesses or their intellectual property to be used, or the likenesses of the actors who are, being essentially asked to be AI generated by users, which is a huge shift. It's something that Hollywood studio has been fighting for in terms of just protecting their IP. That said, there have been some sort of interesting ways around it, I would say. And maybe you say, I want an AI generated version of Mike Isaac dressed up as Superman, and the prompt may be rewritten, and I may be seen as a character in a blue outfit with a red cape without the big characterized S on my chest. So they're being kind of working around, essentially.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, that's I remember going over this when Sora first was officially released to the public, and I was talking about specifically on how this is going to impact actors and everything, but we're going to be getting to a point where the Hollywood studios themselves will be using these different AI prompts and models and things like that. Right now, I believe there's one called Runway that Netflix is working with that I talked about on this channel before, and I brought it up in regards to Sora and the Hollywood industry. And Runways actually has contracts with these companies in some scale because, hey, you're working with Netflix, who's doing their own original content and things along those lines. So who knows what will come out of that in the future. But these other programs or companies that are in Hollywood or doing anything for entertainment, nothing seems to be official yet on who they're exactly working with. It's just, hey, it's a likeliness issue. And I've always said that, hey, maybe these celebrities, they'll just, hey, be like, if you want to use my likeliness here, you're gonna have to pay me, and I'll opt into it, and it's okay. I can only imagine how long it would take for a company to opt out of everything themselves individually. But I have saw some crazy movie trailer commercials, especially for Disney, that are funny. There's been especially recently, I've been seeing these trailers. They're so insane. It's not even funny. I don't even know if I'll be able to find one right now. I'm gonna check if I can find one. Steam movie trailers. I know there's some on. Yeah, there's crazy one. If you guys go on YouTube and you look in Sora Disney trailers, go on YouTube, because some of them, I don't know what I can show on YouTube exactly. I don't want this video to get flagged for some of the stuff out there. There's some crazy things. There's some things that are funny and all across, but people have been making animated trailers from Disney, and then the little Disney sign shows up after, and you're like, what in the world is this? Like, it's literally, they're literally insane. But I've been seeing some of those recently. I'm like, yo, how are people doing this? I haven't seen too much of individual actors' likeliness being used. I mean, I've seen some stuff like it. A lot of these companies, you would have to like take a image of the person to get around it and upload the image, but not say who it is. I've seen people do that to be able to use certain people's likenesses instead, because if you use the actual person's name, it will not work or generate in that way. You have to find an image and go off of that without clarifying specific names or rename them in some cases. So that's just some stuff that you have to deal with when using tools like this, or people coming out with it. Like I see people doing it that are fun. Like obviously if you're making like funny movie trailers and things along that sort, that's funny. I'm pretty sure certain actors and celebrities would not want their likenesses put in certain lights, especially if somebody can believe that this trailer may or may not be real, which is understandable. But on the same spectrum, hey, like he was explaining, if he wanted to be in a Superman suit, he can't fully do it the way he would want to do it. So there's some give and take from these processes and things that go on, that and some fun that you're missing out on. But these companies just have to opt in. Hopefully they do for little stuff like that. Like there's a bunch of dudes I know that want to be Batman. Hey, if they want to put themselves in the Batman uniform or suit, I think they should. I think they should be able to do that. Just people do it with filters all the time, like little filters. Like Instagram has filters, Snapchat has filters for your face and things. Like, yo, why can't you do a Batman one? Why can't I be Batman? I want to do a series where I'm Batman and do stuff. Like, if that's what somebody want to do, I think they should be able to do it. Uh, in a sense, as long as they're using their own likenesses or people who they know, in a sense. Let's say that's okay. They have conversations with people, but I definitely do understand this little flip that they've done where they want to do the opt in instead of opting out, especially because of how much work it would have put on the actual companies. So I see why they would be pissed, because now all these working hours, one, they have to find somebody to do the job of opting it out of all this stuff. How many hours is that going to take? How much do you have to pay this employee to be sidetracked on this work and hours that it's going to take? And things like that. And especially if they don't want to be involved at all. You know how Disney is. Disney will take your stuff off the internet so quick. It's not even funny. Yo, people always would say, for certain situations, if you didn't want something on the internet, make sure you're playing a Disney movie or sound in the background when you're getting whatever. If somebody's trying to blackmail you or anything like that, make sure you got something Disney related in the background, because Disney will take it down for you. It's a real thing. It's a real thing for sure. Disney don't play about their copyright in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, let's see what else they have to say real quick before we wrap this up. But yeah, it's a real thing out here. They're not gonna be messing around with people. They don't like it at all. Even though Disney could do way better. Rip Star Wars. I'm so upset about that. I'm so upset with what they did with Star Wars. But yeah.
That because one of our producers, Katie, has been using Sora too to make videos of her adorable dog Romeo as famous characters. So you can see here some of the videos that she's been making. I mean, it is just what you said. It's sort of skirting the issue. This looks very Harry Potter-esque. This looks Batman-esque to me. So, I mean, how much longer do you think that they'll be able to skirt some of these issues?
Yeah, it's really interesting because, look, if you look at how a lot of popular culture exists right now, there are riffs on things. There's, established case law around fair use or parody. If you take some intellectual property and decide to riff on it, or what's essentially like dramatically change it enough so that it becomes a new thing, at least in this law, you can argue that that's a fair use case. And I think the Hollywood studios don't want to necessarily get in a long drawn out legal battle there. There's probably behind the scenes discussions with OpenAI and all the big talent agencies. But in the meantime, you're going to get sort of a bootleg Batman in your producer's dog costume running around, and we'll see if that lasts at least, or Harry Potter, or whatever you want to.
And the other thing, right? People dress up in costumes for Halloween all the time and post pictures and videos. And there's people on Instagram that have Batman costumes that go out and make funny videos with Batman costumes. So if they can do that without any trouble, why can't they do it with Sora for themselves? This is what I'm saying. The person doing it with their dog, that's cute, it's funny. Who knows if she's trying to make money off of it and things like that. But people have been doing this for the longest time, and it was never an issue to that extent for the costume sake, so of your own likeliness. But when it comes to actual people's likeliness and actual full-on characters, like, hey, if you took an actual Thanos character, it wasn't you, but it was actually Thanos doing some crazy crap. Okay, maybe that can be understandable to a sense, or who knows. But if it's you, or like someone like your pet or anything like that, I think it's fair game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in all the time. If you guys have any suggestions, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. Without further ado, peace, and see y'all next time.